Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Come waste your time with us.
Right on. Well, let's talk about. We didn't get to talk about this. Travis finally saw it. John Wick 3.
Yeah.
Travis, thoughts?
It's my favorite of at all three. John Wick 3, 100%. The way they did their hand to hand, the way that the clunkiness, the kind of cringy moments where they stop and think about what they're going to do next, it's realistic. It's not, Van Damme breaks somebody's neck just by blowing at him.
Right. It's John Wick is a series that has gotten better with each installment, and that's rare with any franchise, that they just continually get better. The Matrix franchise, I mean, I know that's going to be one that gets compared to John Wick a lot because Keanu was in both and he was a producer on both and had a lot to do with both franchises. But that one to me progressively got worse, whereas John Wick, just every movie gets better and better, and in layers. Like you said, the realism. One thing that really surprised me was the scene towards the end of the movie.
Hashtag spoilers.
Yeah. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. It is out on Blu-ray, so it's your own damn fault if you haven't. The scene where they're fighting and they fall in the pool, and the bad guy tries to shoot John Wick with a shotgun, and the bullets just fly in whatever direction. They don't go straight. It
was a rifle, and
they slow down immediately. And that's how, that's a misconception in movies, where if you shoot in water, the bullet does not continue its normal path. That momentum drops significantly. And that bullet is just going to kind of peter out like a paper airplane that can't fly straight. Seeing that, I was like, whoa, they actually got it right.
Yeah, that movie was phenomenal.
Let me correct John so that way he doesn't get hit in the comment section. It was a submachine gun MP5.
Oh, gotcha.
There's trolls out there. I had to stop them.
Oh yeah, right.
Another cool gun physics to go off of that is if you have the firearm in the water, it will do that. If you have it outside the water, yes, as soon as the bullet hits, it loses its momentum because of the surface tension. But if you have the barrel halfway in the water and halfway out of the water, the gun will explode.
Oh, I did not know that.
Because the surface tension builds pressure inside the barrel and will explode said firearm.
Well, kind of like when you take a cup of water and you stick something flat over the top and you flip the cup over and remove whatever the thing is holding the water in, the water stays in the cup because of the build-up pressure. Interesting.
Yeah.
You learn here at Wasting Time as well.
Yeah.
Science.
I liked how
come waste your learning time with us.
I liked how, like, the whole time you're watching any of the John Wicks, they didn't really have to introduce anything. Like in the third one, when he goes to the cinema and they're all dancing, doing the ballerina dances and shit. And he gets, prodded in the back with that cross. None of it was explained. Like, none of it was like, he grew up here and they taught him how to fight. And they taught him how to be a badass. It showed that without having to say any of it. And it's like, I know exactly where he's at.
Yeah. The exposition was done really well there.
Yeah. Very good form of storytelling there, where it's just very organic. They don't over exposit and they don't under exposit. It's they have a great formula with these movies. They are at their core just kind of schlocky action films, but they are done so well. And the fact that they put real life physics into the combat and gunplay, there's some more out there stuff too, like the knife throwing fight towards the beginning of the film.
I love that scene.
It was awesome. And my wife and I were both just like, "Oh my god!" with every single knife throw.
Yeah, I
But
was cracking up through that fight scene. It was so good.
yeah, but not exactly realistic.
Ooh, why'd you say that?
Well, I guess it would just be really hard for me to imagine actually happening. Like it does not seem like it would be over. It would be over faster, I guess, than what it was in the movie. They certainly played it up for movie's sake.
I mean,
I think that it was kind of realistic though. And that's another thing with the John Wick movies and why they feel more realistic is even in the gunfights, like when he shoots a guy, he shoots them more than one time to
right.
make sure that that person is dead, And I feel like, yeah, with the, like, okay, if you and I got into a knife throwing fight and I hit you with 5 throwing knives in your body somewhere, it's probably not going to kill you, and you're probably just going to be super pissed off and want to throw your knives back at me harder,
Honestly, I don't think either of us is inexperienced, and we're just going to throw the knives past each other. It's going to be like trying to go for a high five and completely missing. The wall is going to be littered with knives, and neither one of us are going to have a scratch on us.
Oh yeah, I mean, realistically, yes, but they were obviously trained for that. But
did you guys see in parts of it when you go back and watch it now? You'll see that when they were throwing them, some of them bounced off; they never stuck.
Yeah,
and that's realistic.
Yeah, now that you say, I did noticing that.
It's like they had rubber knives and they were actually probably throwing them.
Or when he right at the very end, whenever he cracks the dude in the skull and it like didn't go in all the way, then he had to hit it again. That's realistic too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot of pressure you got to put behind, and he's tired.
True, dude. There was so many wow moments for me watching that movie. Like when he stabbed that dude in the eye. And it was going super slow when he was pushing the knife towards him real slow. I was expecting them to cut away when he actually stabbed him. But no, it just kept going in slow. Like that was almost cringy to watch. Like, I don't know how they're going to top it with the next John Wick. Like, I don't know. Maybe they have all these awesome ideas that they keep in a bag that they're like, we're just going to sprinkle a couple ideas on the first one, couple on the second one. We got a whole bag of sprinkly ideas, and we're going to sprinkle them across the whole franchise. Like, I hope that's what they're doing. But it's just, I don't know how they're going to top it because this one was just so amazing. And I actually felt Halle Berry did I was actually kind of concerned about her character because sometimes I really like Halle Berry. Sometimes I'm like, like, why were you in here?
You can tell Keanu was on her ass when training for that movie because there's a lot of technicalities in her gunplay and her hand-to-hand combat that, like in other movies, is like, oh yeah, she just showed up for rehearsal that day and she kind of forgot.
Right. And her dogs were awesome. Like
crotch biting motherfuckers.
I want to train dogs like that. Like those dogs were so badass. And I completely agree with her. He shot the dude that wanted her dog too. Like I love my animals. Kids. I'm just gonna give you my dog, and if you shoot him, I'm definitely shooting you.
Yeah.
And I like how John Wick just followed suit with it too. He's like, "Yep, puppy, I'm doing this." Completely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Travis pulled a you, Joe. You watched it twice in a row.
Yep.
Nice. It was a great watch. I watch it again here soon. I think I've watched the first 2 3 times each so far, and I still got to watch the third one a couple of times.
Yep, I love that. Here's a good question, and that follows what you just said, Joe. Do you guys feel like watching movies multiple times is a waste of time?
No. You know how many times I watched the Book of Eli after I found out, spoiler, it's been out for like 10 years,
Yeah, you're good.
that he was blind?
Yeah.
Like, and then you go back and watch it and you're like, oh my God.
He really is blind. That
Oh
movie
my
is
Yeah.
God.
so fucking good. Yeah, dude. I've watched that movie so many times too. That's such a good movie. Ah,
Like, you don't even see it the first time. And he's like grabbing the bookshelf, or like when he walks back into the tunnel when he's fighting all those dudes on the road, he went back there so he could hear where they were at.
yeah. And the scene where he's in one of the houses towards the beginning, and you see him go to walk around like a table, and he kind of kicks it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Yeah, I agree. I don't think rewatching movies is a waste of time either. If I enjoy that movie, I'm gonna watch that shit so many times.
Oh yeah. I mean, hell, dude, I watched Avengers Endgame last night for like the 8th time. And this
I still gotta watch it. Don't ruin it for
last
me.
2 You
Yeah.
haven't watched Endgame yet?
It's. I mean, they're.
Travis
I
isn't
don't
a
know, I hate to
huge
say
Marvel
that.
fan.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's one of those. If somebody's got it on, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to sit down. Which I've heard it is phenomenal. I need to watch it, but man, like 3 hours of my life or something, I'm not. Eh.
Yeah, I loved Endgame. It was
Yeah, watching
amazing.
something that you're not into is definitely a waste of time. That
True.
is a very
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
very
still
true.
want to see it because I like the one before.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a Marvel kid all my life, and I've been all about the MCU ever since Iron Man 1. And so I'm going to watch any MCU movie multiple times.
Mhm.
Even my least favorite ones, I still watch multiple times. Captain Marvel was better than what I expected, but it would probably, I'd probably put it at the bottom of the list if I was putting the movies in order,
For you
of
personally,
which ones I prefer. Yeah, personally, then Captain Marvel would probably be down at the bottom. But that doesn't mean it's a bad. Like, I actually did enjoy it.
Hmm.
I just enjoyed some of the other characters and movies better.
Yeah, this one's gonna get me all kinds of shit. But yeah, that one wasn't the best. It was good, but it wasn't the best. But I liked it better than Black Panther. Black Panther would be on towards the bottom of the list for me.
I heard shit reviews about that. I didn't even give that the time of day.
Yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't get into Black Panther. I don't know why or what it was about it. I just couldn't do it.
Say I enjoyed Black Panther. That one would be above Captain Marvel for me. And I don't know what it is. Why? Maybe it's just because I've never had that much interest in the Captain Marvel character, like comic book either. Like like the same with Wonder Woman. Like, it was a good movie, but I was never that big of a fan of the comics, so I wasn't that interested in the movie. So, but I watched it and I did enjoy it.
Mhm.
I didn't, I'm not saying I hated it, but I probably liked Aquaman more than Wonder Woman, and I cared just as much about the comic book character as Wonder Woman. Like, they're low on my list of interest. So, but I guess I had to watch Aquaman. Everybody tells me.
Yeah, I mean, I got to watch Joe swim in the ocean for 2 hours, so you can't beat that.
Dude, I wish I was as buff as Jason Momoa. Like, I wish I actually looked like him. People say I do. It cracks me up. Like, anybody ever told you look like Aquaman? Yeah, all the time.
Like, give me your shit. You didn't pay your bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not. It's tough to not sound like cocky either when people ask. Somebody asked me that not long ago, a few weeks ago. Has anybody ever told you look like Aquaman? I was like, yeah, actually, like, all the time. Like, and I feel like I sound kind of douchey when I say that, but it's true. Like, I have heard it from so many different people over time too, not even just as Aquaman, but Jason Momoa when he was in what was it, Stargate Atlantis.
Way back, yeah.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, Khal Drogo, yeah, like all kinds of people were like, dude, you totally look like this guy. And like, I mean, Okay, I'm glad that's what you see. I don't see it, but hey.
That's funny. It's funny how people see other people in you, I guess, or say that you look like somebody else. Somebody earlier today said that Mo looks like the dude from Vikings, like the main guy from Vikings.
Yeah, I kind of see it.
Yeah, I saw the picture too. I was like, oh, actually, yeah, I can see that a little bit. It's funny.
Old Travis Fimmel.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never watched. Isn't it? Wasn't the main dude from Vikings? Wasn't he the one that played in Warcraft?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, he does not look like Mo at all. Who said that? Because no.
That's what was my point though. Is some people see it and others don't. It's funny.
Yeah,
Though.
I mean, sometimes all you have to do is share one facial feature with another person, and you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like with Jason Momoa and me, I think it's just our eyebrow ridge that really looks similar because we have completely different noses, different tones of skin, different colored eyes. Like, it's got to be just because we both kind of have a bit of a caveman brow going on.
you damn Neanderthal.
Yeah, only I've got a upturned pig nose, so I kind of look like a Neanderthal Cubert from Futurama. With a beard and brown hair.
Well, Joe, I would take Jason Momoa over looking like Jack Nicholson from The Shining any day.
Yeah. Hold on. Did somebody tell you look like Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, I got this picture and I got to get it from my stepmom.
I was gonna say I don't see that in you either.
Yeah, it's there. I even said, "Oh my god." My dad sent it to me. He's like, "Hey, I found your real dad." It's Jack Nicholson and then me side by side.
Great.
Well, I mean, John, what celebrity do you look like?
See,
you heard?
I don't think I look like anybody now, and I haven't heard anybody say anyone for a long time. But back when we were younger, like middle school days, I had a few people tell me that I look like, and I'm not just saying this to make myself sound good. I get out of here if that's what you're thinking after this comment. But I had a few people say that I look like a young Leonardo DiCaprio, like Titanic and pre-Titanic Leo.
Hold on, how did they say you look like a young Leonardo DiCaprio when you were as young?
I guess yeah, we would have been around the same
like
age.
Same age.
Yeah. So I guess yeah, back then it would have been like, you look like Leonardo DiCaprio. I didn't see it personally.
No, I don't see that either. But I'll tell you what I see. I see a masculine Kate Blanchett. You guys have the same nose, and like ever since I saw her in, that's like I could just see you in a long blonde wig.
I mean,
and a little tiara.
Kate Blanchett's gorgeous. What does that say about me?
What's Frasier's brother's name?
Frasier.
For the show Frasier.
Oh God.
That's the nail on the head.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me have to bust out my IMDb here.
I don't know the actor's name. I can't remember his character's name either, I guess, but
I think Kramer.
No, Kramer was Seinfeld.
Yeah, it was. Oh, damn it! I don't
Niles.
Remember.
Niles. There you go.
Yeah. Wow. Actually, yeah.
I mean, and he is
if I had more hair.
Yeah. Well, nowadays he's got even less hair. That dude had like a bad receding hairline.
I haven't seen him since Frasier, I guess, but
he had it on Frasier too. I mean,
oh my God!
Unfortunate souls.
I'm about to put this in the. It's about to be the Discord. It's a side by side, but.
Oh no.
Hold on here. You gotta put it on the video, dude.
Yeah, let me.
You gotta include that on the video.
Oh, that's too big for that.
Put a picture of you up there right now. Oh my god, dude! Yes, you totally look like him.
All right, so there's Niles, the actor who played Niles.
You need to just change that to your avatar picture right now.
That's amazing. Oh no. Oh, you know who else? Somebody thinks that somebody else who I've heard that I look like. He's less known, I guess, but he was in Law and Order, the original. God, yeah, I'm gonna have to do another search now. But he was the older guy who had the gray hair all the time. Somebody said I look like him.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. The one that had the shaded glasses all the time.
Yeah.
Like sunglasses. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember his name, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
I can picture who you're talking about. I can't stop. Like, you look exactly. That is hilarious.
I might have to throw up a side by side in the video when I edit this later. That's gonna be fun.
You need to do that same pose and everything.
Oh yeah. Let do one for all of us as we're all talking about it. Like, do Joe and Jason Momoa. I'll get that picture.
Yeah. So it may not be in the episode you guys are listening to now, but look for it soon.
More to come. Side by sides of the celebrities we're told we look like. You need to do one with you as next to Kate Blanchett too. Like, God. You got to please me on that one. I'll Photoshop a blonde wig and I'll just put your face on her head.
I mean, that goes back to me playing girls in video games all the time, I guess, right? Oh, that's good.
My dad's gonna be so pissed. So I just texted him and said, "Send me that Jack Nicholson side by side of me if you please." He's gonna wake up in like 2 hours.
That was very jerky of you.
He'll be all right.
That's funny.
Too funny. Yep. So those are the celebrities that people think we look like.
See, like, the other celebrity I've heard next to almost as much as Jason Momoa was Johnny Depp, but only in certain roles. Like Captain Jack Sparrow, I had a group of friends that told me that I looked like Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean, and
I remember that. Yeah.
Then my aunt told me that I looked like him in From Hell, but yeah, maybe it was the way I used to wear my facial hair. Maybe I was going through I want to look like Johnny Depp phase subconsciously. I mean, there are worse people that you could try to look like.
True.
You know, like, good thing I never like idolized Danny. That walk around trying to look like the Penguin or something.
All right. That's great.
Yeah, I never agreed. You look like Johnny Depp or Jason Momoa. I'm like, you're fucking crazy, but okay.
Yeah. Never anybody you want to look like. That's okay.
I mean, I like I said, I'd be okay with looking like him, but I just don't see it. But who really does? Who looks at themselves in the mirror and thinks, I look just like this person?
Yeah, the more you think about it and like stare at a picture of somebody, the more you start to not see it anyways, I guess.
I don't know. The more I'm staring at Niles here, the more like that is you, bro.
I gotta scroll down again. That's, oh my god. If his smile was a bit more crooked on the one side and he didn't have the glasses, yeah.
I mean, we can Photoshop those out.
And damn
Yeah,
it.
I need the side by side of you and
I don't have any of me clean shaven to use the left picture, but that right picture
that's the one I want to
without
see. The right
glasses.
picture. Yeah, the
that's
right picture. Like he's got the chin fuzz going on like you, and
I think maybe if I was like what 15 years older, I would look because he's definitely looking older in that picture, but still.
I mean, have you seen yourself lately?
Oh shit!
Wow.
That TG life has
Damn.
not been treating you very well.
Okay.
It was a good podcast.
Yep. Joe is not anymore involved in this podcast. I hope you guys have liked listening to him and his voice and his irrelevant comments about things. He's leaving.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Come on. I'm kidding. Hell, I don't look good either. Shit, man. I don't know when.
Oh, so you still don't think?
Take it back.
No, not taking it back, leaving it out there, and I'm just.
We're moving on.
We both look old and used up.
Oof. He could have left used up at least out of it.
Hashtag triggered.
Yikes. Oh, that's great.
Yep, I am in need of some TLC on my appearance, actually. I've been letting my beard kind of grow wild.
Just let it grow, man.
I got to clean it up. I don't know. I get those flyaways, and that's all I can see of my beard. You know, like I don't see the whole beard. Can't see the forest for the trees. Like, I just see that one flyaway, and I see another one. Next thing you know, I'm clean shaven.
It's funny you talking about the flyaways and the crazies and us being old. I am starting to get the wild eyebrow and nose hairs going on as I get older, and it makes me really sad.
I mean, that's not necessarily anything super bad. You get that when you're young. Now, when you start getting the ear hair that really sticks out, then we can be concerned for your elderly appearance. But even the hottest young dudes still got to trim up them nose hairs and pluck them eyebrows.
So what Joe is saying is that old man filter that Snapchat had a while back. No, it wasn't Snapchat. It was its own thing. But anyways, that old man filter would have done nothing to my face because I already look like an old man. I got you.
It might have made you look a couple years younger. I love you, man.
That's amazing.
I did not jump on filters or the gender swap filter. I think Kat did it to my face one time, and it made my face look so weird because it
the beard.
It shaded out my beard and like made it a shadow, so my chin was so high. I looked like a little munchkin or something.
That's great.
It was kind of creepy looking. It was like I had no chin. It was just my mouth and then.
Yeah, I never did the old man one, but I definitely did the girl one, and it wasn't as impressive as some of the ones I saw.
You know, some of the ones I've seen on Facebook and stuff, it kind of pisses you off because it's like, you know what? That totally looks like a chick with just like a bit of a fuzzy filter on or something. You know,
that totally looks like a chick with an Adam's apple.
Well, I've seen some of the pictures where you couldn't see the Adam's apple, whatever, but. Yeah, and then they, like holding their shirt up to show their hairy man nipple or something. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Your throat walnut.
It's like, I'm questioning so many things now.
I went to school with a girl that had an Adam's apple.
Oh. That is unfortunate.
I mean, she was cute.
She just had an Adam's apple. Are you sure that she didn't have other things.
Oh, I promise.
He
Nice.
married her. I mean,
Roasting hour on wasting time.
I don't know. I guess to my knowledge, I've always assumed that the male gender was the only ones that had Adam's apple.
Well, you know what? That's what you get for
Biologically,
assuming genders.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, apparently biology failed me, or
Out
I
the
failed
window.
biology.
Just fuck religion, fuck science, fuck anything that we've ever been taught. It doesn't matter. When someone said we're gonna make a religion around science and called it Scientology, that's when the world just started to go to shit.
That religion's not really around science, though. It's around science fiction, which is a completely different thing.
It's science and religion within the same context. They tried.
Like, that's like spelling science with a Y. You know?
That's like our buddy Cy having his own show where he does science experiments and he spells it like with his name.
That would be awesome. Could you imagine? Oh my!
CY? He needs
Pulling
to
up
do
his
that.
pants every 10 minutes and like having the nothing but basketball shorts, lab coat, and fucking goggles.
Doing
like,
science experiments.
Every time. Be like watching Chris Farley all over again.
Yes. Reincarnate. Oh, we love you, Cy. That'd be amazing. You need to make that happen, sir. We will help you.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of, I miss Chris Farley. I was actually just having that.
Bro, did you see that picture? This has been a couple years back now, I think. It was the lady who had the daughter that was born, and she took the picture with her.
Reincarnation. Welcome back.
Bro,
Chris
it looked
Farley,
just
back.
like Chris Farley.
Oh,
that
my
poor
God,
girl.
That poor kid. Dude, there's actually a billboard here in town. It's a real estate billboard, and I probably shouldn't say the girl's name, but
I know what you're talking about. I drive by that same one on the way home from work.
she looks just like Chris Farley. Like, all I can see is Chris Farley when I see that billboard.
Mm-hmm.
You want to buy this house? It's located in a good area down by the river. Like, that's...
It doesn't have coffee tables though, because I've thrown my body through them. Yes.
Oh, good old Chris Farley.
Chris Farley is awesome.
Yeah, he was amazing. Oh, did you get it? I was.
Yep.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. I gotta show this on stream too, or on the video. Production value will get better, I promise. Look right there.
The whole meme is great though. It's just reincarnation.
Oh, that's
Chris Farley,
so bad.
welcome back.
Oh, that poor girl.
That doesn't look like it's a real mom. Like, she looks like Chris Farley, and she was adopted.
Oh, it's great.
She could have been a firehouse baby.
Oh God.
I had a thing I wanted to bring up. Halloween's going to be coming up here real soon. We got what, 5 weeks, 6 weeks?
Man, yeah. Already.
Yeah.
Jesus,
So,
I can't believe it's September already.
What are you guys planning on dressing up for if we throw a Halloween party?
No, I don't know. It's funny.
You actually gonna go to it?
Maybe if you guys pay me.
Harkening back to a previous episode.
It was earlier this episode. What do you...
Right. It won't be on YouTube. That's why I said that.
Oh, sorry. Edit that joke.
Yeah. Anywho. Last year's actually the first year in a while that I've dressed up for Halloween. I'm just not my thing. I'm not a big fan of dressing up for Halloween, I guess. But last year I did dress up as Wonder Woman, and there's another picture I'm gonna have to superimpose on the video. But
Nice.
yeah, honestly, I haven't put any thought to it.
I haven't actually dressed up for Halloween in like 5 years, maybe longer. I used to love Halloween, but now the older I get, I gotta work, so I can't really go out and enjoy a fun Halloween party. Kids are too old for trick or treating. They don't really have any. But it is always fun to dress up, so I might try to throw like a kids Halloween party for my kids and my nieces and nephews. Now, my brother had a daughter not long ago, so yeah, I might do like a family-friendly thing, but I do an adults Halloween party as well. Actually, party. So John, don't care if you don't want to or not. You gotta dress up.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
I mean, you can bust out that Wonder Woman costume.
Oof.
Not 2 years in a row now.
Oh,
I'm so bad at coming up with costumes, or I'm just lazy and I don't want to go buy one.
I'll tell you what you do. You just dye it a different color and go as Athena, or color it all brown and go as Xena, warrior princess. It's basically they're all the same person.
People who listen to these podcasts are going to start thinking things like I play as women all the time in video games. I dress up as them for Halloween.
You just identify as a man who identifies video game female.
John, it's a 12-step program. We're here to help.
I mean, let's talk a little about that.
Oh, God.
I'm kidding. I like to joke with play as whatever character you want. Whatever's going to make you happiest at the end of the day. You got to be you.
That's great.
Travis, who would you like to dress up?
No, I'm going as a Scottish Highlander this year.
Oh, yeah, that'd be badass. Travis just recently bought a kilt recently.
Yeah.
I said recently twice. Anyways, yeah, so that is the type of Highlander he's talking about.
Right, yeah, an actual Highlander.
Yeah.
A great kilt. It's 6 yards of fabric.
With 31
Nice.
pleats. Because apparently there's some significance in that. I actually don't know if there is, but...
No, it's just measurements. I mean, you make the pleats to fill in the gap. Whenever you measure it, you kneel down, and from the point of your toe to your knee is supposed to be your width of your hips. So then you pleat it all out until the other side matches the side that you measured, and then you sit down, you put a belt underneath, and you just put the belt over, and that's it.
Nice.
Interesting.
The science behind kilt making.
So I figured it was just a way to, tell the class system between the Highlanders, because they didn't really have like ones, poor ones. Like everybody had the same amount of stuff. So like whoever had the most pleats is who was the coolest.
It might be because, I mean, that depends on how much fabric you had. That would tell like how much money you had.
Right. Like I could afford the 32 pleat kilt. What about you? I've only got the 6.
6 feet. I don't have any. I just look like a good high school girl.
I have no pleats.
It's kind of where the whole 9 yards came from.
Nice.
It's referring to a loom.
Oh.
We're gonna buy. We need to all buy kilts now that don't have any, and we'll call ourselves the Pleatless. That'll be our gang name.
Yes.
I
like that.
Just skirted men.
Yeah. And we won't walk around with giant two-handed bastard swords or bagpipes. We'll just have plaid, no pleat skirts on for no reason.
Yeah.
That is the joke.
I mean,
we'll offend somebody.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was gearing up to actually dress up like. I was about to make a big wardrobe change.
I was gonna say Halloween costume, but Joe's thinking long term. Like,
Yeah,
this is lifestyle
thinking-
changing, bro.
I am part Irish, so I need to. I need to actually get in touch with my heritage. I think everyone has at least daydreamed a little bit about of a zombie apocalypse.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
You know,
People love
like
zombies.
yeah, I hope for an apocalypse, and if it's a zombie apocalypse, that's like, you know, oh, like that's number one. I want a zombie apocalypse. I don't want a nuclear fallout because no, that's too dangerous. But I've watched I've watched enough zombie movies and played enough zombie games. I think I'm gonna be one of the top dogs in this apocalypse. Like,
And then the zombie apocalypse happens, and it's nothing like we've ever thought of.
yeah, it's not even an apocalypse. It's like a 2-day event. Back to normal.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
That's probably exactly how it's going to go down too. It's going to be more like Shaun of the Dead. It's going to be a 1-day thing, and then it's going to get wiped out, and then we're going to be talking about it for years after.
Yeah, society goes on as it was.
That was one hell of an apocalypse, you know. Like, came and went awful quick.
Yeah, damn, 2 days, man.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
That'd be a hell of a book, The 2-Day Apocalypse.
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
Be a
Yeah,
good movie.
John.
I know, right? Be a good movie.
What'd you guys do this weekend? Oh, you know, Apocalypse.
Fought the apocalypse and then went back to work on Monday.
Yeah. Mondays, am I right?
How was your weekend? Oh, well, unlike anything I've ever experienced before. But, you know.
Back to the Monday grind. That would be the shittiest part of it, to like have this awesome apocalyptic event and then 2 days later have to get right back to work.
Or what if the zombie apocalypse happened, right? Like on a Friday night. And you're like, fuck yeah, it's finally happening. I'm quitting my job. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And then it ends on Sunday and you still have to go back to work on Monday. But you can't because you quit your job.
You know, I guess I never thought about quitting my job. You know, like when the zombie apocalypse happens, I just assume that work is done. You know, there are no more jobs.
That is true, yeah. Who's gonna go
I'm not
into
like-
work or call in and be like, hey, just so you know, if you haven't noticed yet, there's kind of zombies everywhere. Yeah, I don't work for you anymore.
I swear.
Could you imagine
we'll get pointed.
businesses trying to
Yeah.
keep going?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I 100% believe that would happen. Like, oh, there's zombies, you know, running around outside right now. I don't care. Keep working.
I could see like
Just go sit
fast
in the
food
bathroom for a
employees-
couple hours. It'll be fine.
Keep
I can
working,
see
it's
fast
just
food
spares.
employees capitalizing on a zombie apocalypse. Any dead bodies that they get, they just remove the brain, and now we can serve the zombies as well. You know, would you like a
Zombie
brain
burger.
Yeah. Would you like a brain burger?
That's amazing. We were kind of talking about that a little bit last night. Like, what if the zombie apocalypse were to happen? Of course, realistically, it would have to be some kind of virus created, right? Or like some 28 days later shit, like some type of rage virus,
Mm-hmm.
or people eating bath salts, or them putting bath salts in our drinking water. They already put fluoride in it, so why not?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like the zombie craze blew up like crazy there for a while in the mid to late 2000s for some weird reason.
Oh yeah. Not weird reason, awesome reason.
Well, I mean, it's kind of odd that, I mean, zombies have been around forever. I grew up watching Night of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead and Dawn
Right.
of the Dead and, you know, all those movies. And like, it's not like zombies or anything But in the mid to late 2000s, all of a sudden everybody was on the zombie, and like zombies were super mainstream there for a few years.
Yeah.
To the point where they got played out a little bit.
They did, yeah. I agree. I love zombies still and always will, but yeah, they beat that horse so dead.
Yeah, like that was around the time The Walking Dead started, and Left 4 Dead game franchise came out, Dead Rising. There was a lot of zombie games and movies and TV shows and so on.
Yeah. Zombie related entertainment. I think this would be a good time for us to stop.
Yeah, I guess we have been going for a couple hours. Flew by.
Yeah, it always does.
Sorry this episode may have seemed a little impromptu, but I feel like the longer we do this, the more comfortable we get just kind of talking and sharing our personal opinions on things.
Also, part of the title of the podcast, Wasted Time.
Yeah, just wasting time. Got to stay true to the brand.
Yes, always.
So yeah, I hope you all had fun wasting time with us, and look forward to wasting more time with you in the future.
Yes. Thanks for listening, everybody. Leave a like, share, subscribe, ding dong that bell, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Peace.